Welcome to Safe Blood Arena on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. My name is Dele Agadumo, and Safe Blood Arena is brought to you courtesy Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service. And here on this program, we're all year long. We have been talking about blood transfusion, blood donation, voluntary blood donation. We've talked about advocacy. We've had series of guests on this show. We've had we've had so many people on this program this year, and it's been impactful, it's been educating, it's been an eye-opener for a lot of people. So to wrap up the year, to wrap up Safe Blood Arena for the year 2025, I have the Executive Secretary, Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service, Dr. Bodunrin Oshikomaya, in the studio. Good evening.
Good evening, and I'm excited that we are able to see this very day.
Yes, yes. And of course, Taiwo Oloko, good evening. He's the Quality Assurance Manager, LSBTS. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so let me start. Let me just quickly give an update, and then we'll dive into the program because we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to be thankful for also at LSBTS and on Safe Blood Arena. Quickly, Eko Bridge Inward Alaka is open for movement, so you have nothing to worry about. And this one, Ebute Ruak Mongo axis, steady movement on CMS Bridge Inward of Canal Market stretch to Ijora Olokma by NEPA intersection. It's okay, but immediately after Ijora Olokma by NEPA intersection, you have a slow movement inward Costain, and a steady movement on Broad Street stretch to Akmongbo underneath the bridge to connect Ofikanal Market and Ologbo. Descending Eko Bridge inward and ascending CMS Bridge to connect CMS proper is still good. Descending Eko Bridge inward Elegbata Mini Stadium is also a good one. The good movement continues from Elegbata Mini Stadium inward Ebutero Market through Ejalonibo Market down to Police Post. And the Butero Market inward Leventis through UBA roundabout to connecting and Outer Marina is still good. For now, it's impediment free. Well, as I can informed you earlier, the service lane at Ojota inward the Odoyalaro Bridge is rather slow, but the main carriageway is still a good one. And the service lane at Anthony inward Jiroko is getting a bit busy right now. Heavy. We have very high influx right now inward Jiroko on the main carriageway. Meanwhile, the service lane is looking okay, especially for those who are ascending the Anthony Oke axis from Anthony Isale under the bridge. Accompanying from the island inward Alakmare to Tollgate, we have a good one. However, I can see that around the filling station seem to have a queue that's extending towards the expressway, but we'll keep you updated concerning that. Okay. So let me begin with the Executive Secretary. Year 2024, a lot happened with LSBTS and advocacy and Safe Blood Arena. A lot happened. By the way, this is the gratitude edition of the program. So we're saying thanks, and we're sending our gratitude to all of the partners of LSBTS as far as voluntary blood donation is concerned. Let's take a look. I mean, let me start by asking what has been the most impactful part of the work done by BTS when it comes to advocacy and interacting with the partners? What has been the most impactful for you?
For us, everything has been impactful, really. Thinking about it,
okay.
It's been, everything we've done so far has yielded a lot of positive outcomes. But the most important one, or the most significant, is the celebration of our 20th year anniversary.
Yes.
Because we're able to track back to what we've done over 20 years, how many people have been saved, the fact we have been able to recruit and retain some donors.
Okay.
The way we have progressed, grown from being a baby agency to being the premier or the premium agency for blood transfusion services in Nigeria. It really has been a lot to thank God for, and to thank the people that were there from the very beginning. You know, it's really was it was an eye-opener for a lot of us. I know, really, I think we should, and this is one of the reasons why I told somebody that we need to do a little bit of more history even in our schools, because if you do not learn history, then you do not know the reasons why some decisions were made. You do not know the reasons why some moves or some actions were taken. So where we had the opportunity to look at everything all in all. For example, the issue of husband donors came up. You know that sometime 2019, there was a court injunction that stopped husband donation. We do understand that the fundamental human rights to access to good health care was being infringed on. But during this period, we're able to see documentation on how it started. So then in year 2004, during that period, they found out that there were a lot of commercial donors. And we were looking for safer donors. People really did not understand why it was okay to donate voluntarily. Even till now, it's a lot of stress to make people donate blood without the need or to ask for financial remuneration or for gifts. So they found out that, okay, if you do not have a lot of voluntary donors, who are the next set of people that are safe to donate blood? I know in Nigeria, amongst us, there is this culture of it is my family. We shouldn't commit adultery or commit fornication or have multiple sexual partners. It's just our culture. So at that time, they realized that the husbands of most of these women were more, they lived a good and safe lifestyle. And that is how husband donation started. It wasn't done because we wanted to stop pregnant women from accessing care. It was started because we wanted to have safer donors so that we will shorten the period of window periods. You know, because no matter how well you test blood, there's always a window period where anybody could still be infected with infections. So we wanted to shorten the exposure to window periods to those that will be transfused with blood, even though we're testing with the best of the best technology at that time. So it was really very nice. I think that was the most impactful for me. We're able to talk about history, count our numbers, see data, see the way our transmissible infectious agents rose to a peak at one time, and now it began to fall, and now it has plateaued. It's really, really gratifying.
So for you, building on that right now, I also I saw that during the course of the program through the year, we had the NGOs, the initiatives coming on board, becoming more active and more vibrant when it comes to voluntary blood donation and advocacy, organizing blood drives. How did that make you feel to see that we had more young people, getting involved in voluntary blood donation and advocacy?
Excited. I'm still excited about it all. I'm still excited. And they all came forth they're always available when we're having our programs. And really, the blood transition service, staff strength of the blood transition service is about 50. And you can imagine 50 people doing all this. So you know that most of the work we do from the collaboration and partnerships of these individuals and of these organizations. So I'm using this opportunity to say thank you. We couldn't have done anything without you. All the over 100 voluntary blood donation drives, all the over 250 advocacy visits we've had could not have been possible without you. So wherever you are, as you are listening, thank you, and thank you. And just like Oliver Twist, we are not going to stop working with you. We still want more of you with us, because we know that we still have more people that we can recruit into the pool of safe blood donors.
So for the coming year, are there plans to bring on board more, how do I put this now, more people who want to get involved in voluntary blood donation and the blood donor drives? Do you have more of them, or you have plans to bring more of them on board, one? And then secondly, those you have now, are there plans to have some of them trained or retrained on how to effectively organize donor drives?
So thank you very much. This year, some of the things we did this year was to train our partners.
Okay.
Both partners that were on the bench in the laboratories, as well as the advocacy partners, as the advocacy groups. So anytime they come in, before they're allowed to speak to anybody, we have that training. So definitely next year, we're going to have more training. I would like to announce that the January 2025, which is usually our annual month of advocacy or awareness for voluntary blood donation. So every January at the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service, we celebrate our annual awareness month. So during that period too, we are also going to use the opportunity to bring in more non-governmental organizations, more religious bodies, more youth organizations, and individuals too, because we do have individuals that do not belong to any organization, but they are really, really committed and passionate about ensuring that we have more voluntary blood donors. And much more than that, we also have activities like Valentine Blood Drive, which is also going to happen in the first quarter of next year, and we have a lot of other things, but much more because really this year, you know, the more when there is an expansion, when you are increasing the numbers of individuals or the numbers of blood, quality also will become an issue. So we have strengthened our quality assurance unit, and I'm happy that Mr. Oloko is here. He's our quality assurance manager. Very, very powerful indeed, because he sees it and he makes sure that quality is infused in all our activities. Starting next year, that's from the 1st of January, with our external quality assurance as well as our proficiency testing, which involves what you do with the blood. And is not just what you do with the blood, how you collect the blood also comes in. So a lot of trainings on quality will come in, how the blood is collected, how it is processed, how it is stored, how it is moved from place to place, which is really something that we need to work on, because if blood is not kept in cold chain, irrespective of whatever we do, no matter how many voluntary blood donors we have, the blood will not become safe enough for others to use. So we'll be training more people. You are welcome to the fold of voluntary blood donors or voluntary blood donor advocates, and I can assure you that 2025 is going to be really exciting.
Okay, so in January, I hope I will get a reminder so that I can be there as well.
Yes, you. No, you really are our number one. Yes, because really, you are one of our key stakeholders. Notice that the Save Blood Arena is also one of the major achievements that we've had in year 2024. This is our first. We started from the second week of January, and we have not missed one day of advocacy on traffic radio. So it just shows how committed you are to ensure that this happens. Even when, no matter what happens, you make sure that Save Blood Arena also holds. So thank you very much. You have been our number one advocate here. We give you a round of applause, and we say, next year, you are going to join us for our external drives.
Definitely, definitely. I'm looking forward to that. We'll just, have a calendar so I can always have that time or out of work. Now, for we're looking at next year, hitting the ground running in January, and with a lot of activities. What do the partners and supporters, what do you have in store for them? I know they're undergoing trainings and more activities, and then encouraging them to bring on more partners and more supporters. Now, we also want to grow the community of blood donors, voluntary blood donors, that is. Now, are there trainings for the voluntary blood donors as well, so that we'll have to do a lot of myth busting this year, because we still have a lot of people who are still afraid, who are still thinking, oh no, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, or this is not supposed to be. So are there going to be trainings or for some of the voluntary blood donors to encourage them that, okay, look, this, if you think this is going to happen, no, this is what is going to happen, this is what you're going to experience, and all of that. So do we have those trainings for next year to bring on more people?
So what you call training is actually what we call our counseling session.
Okay.
Yeah. So before we collect blood from you, even as a group or as individuals, we will have a counseling session where we'll tell you what to expect, where we'll tell you, we'll communicate with you if you have any fears or myths you want to talk about, we'll demystify it. If it's an organization, we would have gone there beforehand, giving you flyers. Sometimes we send soft copies of our documents to them, so that by the time we go there, the questions just keep coming in. We don't need to waste so much time talking about it. So counseling is a routine activity and it is mandatory before blood is collected. So, however, the training that is more important is for the stakeholders and our partners, the NGOs, Red Cross, humanitarian organizations, individuals that want to join the fold of advocates, so that they are able to communicate. Since I remember I told you that we have quite minimal what do you call the manpower, but once we build capacity for our partners, they can help us with that advocacy, and so they learn the truth. They are able to they become bolder to donate. That's it, because there's a lot of fear about coming, so they are more encouraged to come back to donate blood.
So that is the part I'm actually interested in. So, all right, so let me speak with the quality assurance man. So what has the experience been like for you? I mean, you've been here all through the year with a number of the partners and the supporters. What has that been like for you?
Well, it's been wonderful. It's been eye-opening. You know, getting to interact with them at that level. You know where they are, what they need. You get to understand what they need and what they want, and you know, you can now tailor your programs and push it to the high authorities to tailor programs that will meet their needs. So it's been a wonderful year. It's been a busy year, and we're happy that more donors have come in, and we're hoping to get more next year. We have not reached El Dorado, as they say.
I do.
You know, we still have a long way to go in to achieve 100% voluntary donation. But the journey has started, and we'll keep moving on.
And I know that during the year, we had some of the guests we had who are partners and supporters, gave us ideas. New ideas on what to do that I'm sure those will be implemented in the coming year.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, definitely.
So I wanted to ask the ES a question. The blood banks, are there plans to have more? Because I'm not sure we have enough.
We have I think we have too many right now.
Too many?
We have quite a lot.
For real?
So right now we have 156 private blood banks. And we have 31 public blood banks. 30 at the general hospitals and 1 teaching hospital. One of the things the quality assurance will help us out is to reduce the numbers of private blood banks, because some of them are not very active. So if you are not active, then we shouldn't remain, because blood, when it comes to blood works, we need more blood coming in. We need quality services provided. So some of the things the quality assurance will do is to expose those that are not very active. I might need to shut them down if they do not meet up with the international best practices. So that's what we do. 156 is quite a large number.
That's just in Lagos.
Just in Lagos. So one of the things we need to do better is to strengthen our logistic services. As I said before during this program, that we keep saying that there is no blood. But sometimes there's just blood somewhere in Lagos State. The problem is that there might not be blood at that facility, but there's always blood somewhere. With 156 private blood banks and 31 public blood banks, there must be blood somewhere. So we need to strengthen our logistic bodies so that, and our communication arm. And yes, I should announce to you next year, please keep your fingers crossed. We are going to fully automate our systems. We are going to digitalize it so that we'll have a blood inventory management system, so that it will ease communication with other blood banks. So we're going to take the first step to that.
So I remember, I think it was last week, we had a tech person in the studio. We were talking about automation and bringing on tech to help take care of a lot of logistical and technological stuff concerning blood donation and record keeping. So I also feel that that's going to bring it's going to be a tighter collaboration.
And it should increase efficiency and effectiveness of the services, because I always say there's blood somewhere. It's just for us to get there, for us to know where it is at the right time, and for us to get there at the right time.
So for the LSBTS right now, are there going to be more improvements when it comes to bringing on more people? One, equipment upgrade, and we've talked about training, so there's going to be more trainings. Now, for those trainings, I think, was it this year? There was a training for doctors. Was it this year or last year?
So we have had for doctors this year.
Yeah.
We had for scientists this year.
Okay.
Next year in the first quarter, we're having for nurses.
Okay.
We just finished we sent out Google Forms for them so that we can ensure that the training is what they want, where the gaps are. We don't just want to train them based on what we think. Okay. So I'm glad to announce that over 370 nurses answered the Google form to tell us what exactly they want us to train them on. So we have gaps. So in the first quarter of next year, we are going to have a training for the nurses. We are going to have multiple stakeholder meetings. Okay. We're not going to have them lumped up together because every group have different needs. So it's going to be stakeholder meetings for the youths, stakeholder meetings for the NGOs, stakeholder meetings for the healthcare providers. Amongst the healthcare providers, we have and health educationists, they are also part of them. We're going to have special ones for those that are health educators, because we can't keep waiting or depending on our own health educators wherever they go to. We have health educators in the primary healthcare centers, we have them in the secondary healthcare centers, we have them even in non-healthcare environments, that Ministry of Environment, that Ministry of Information Science and Tech, wherever the educators are. We teach them on something relating to blood, so that when they have the opportunity to speak, they will say the right thing to the right set of people. Yeah, so a lot of much more than that. We talked about equipment. I would say that the equipment that we have are being underutilized, and I will tell you, Mr. Governor has invested so much in the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service. What we need now is more blood to use it better. So we are using everything, I must say, but we need more blood because those equipments can process thousands of blood in a month, thousands and thousands of blood. So when we need to maximize that usage. So if people notice we are not expending so much more money on equipment, but are trying to increase numbers of blood so that we can process them. For example, we have the automated blood collectors, which is the apheresis machine. We already have it available. In Lagos State, we have 4 cold centrifuges to provide to make blood components. We have automated blood monitors, so that once you are collecting blood, it tells you when the blood is enough, so that you don't over collect. So we have so many of these equipment. We have something called the mirror, so it's a pathogen inactivator, and there are only 2 in West Africa. Ghana and Lagos State have those. So we have a lot of beautiful things. We have the chemiluminescence equipment, which is compulsory in processing, in testing for transfusion transmissible infectious agents, and we're already considering using the highest grade of screening, that is the nucleic acid testing, to ensure that the window period that may allow infections is reduced to as low as 1 week. So Mr. Governor has expended so much in us, and we're using this opportunity to say thank you to Mr. Governor too for always providing for us, for always ensuring that the Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service is at par with other international organizations.
Okay, thank you very much. So, in rounding off, what are you saying to our listener who are still sitting on the fence about how to get involved in whether they want to do advocacy or they want to come forward to become a part of the voluntary blood donor community? What are you saying to them right now?
I think I will use this opportunity to read the thank you message I gave to all the donors, because there were some parts that were just quite emotional for me as an individual. So if you are still trying to make a decision, please listen to this. Your blood donation is much more than a gift. It's a lifeline and a beacon of hope. Whatever decision you've made, you are going to be a beacon of hope to somebody. It's the spark that makes someone's season truly merry. That blood donation will make somebody happy, definitely. Because of your generosity, lives are saved, families are uplifted, and joy finds its way back into their homes. Whatever decision you make, be it an advocate or a voluntary blood donor, just know that the outcome and the end point is that you are going to bring joy back into the homes of many. So don't sit on the fence, do something. It's time to take action.
It is time to take action indeed. And Taiwo, what are you saying to your numerous fans?
Well, I want to start by saying thank you. It's been a wonderful year. Thank you for donating. Thank you for advocating for blood donation. Thank you for supporting whichever way you have. Next year, we're looking forward to more from you. We need you to, those that are sitting on the fence that have not yet decided, please come out and donate and save lives.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Bodunrin Oshikomaya, for being on the program.
Thank you.
And thank you very much, Taiwo Oloko, for being on the program as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, want to say a big thank you to all our listeners out there. Thank you very much for keeping faith with us on Safe Blood Arena on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It's been a very long, impactful, eventful year. And I'm sure that 2025 is going to be more interesting, more impactful. Don't forget, there are activities for next year. You can't imagine so many activities for next year. We have the World Blood Donor Day coming, the National Blood Donor, the Trauma Day, World AIDS Day, Sickle Cell Day. All of those days will be marked on this program in the year 2025. So keep a date with us as you have done this year 2024. I want to say a big thank you to all of you. Also want to say a big thank you again to Mr. Governor. I will also say a big thank you to the Commissioner for Health, Professor Akiabayomi, and also to the Commissioner, for Health, the Permanent Secretary for Health. Thank you, everybody. Yes. Thank you so much to all of you. And also, every member of staff of LSBTS, you have been fantastic. I mean, you've been fantastic because the NGOs, when they come on the show, they talk about the fact that once they say, okay, we have a blood donor drive, they have everything ready. They walk around the clock to make sure everything is ready. So we appreciate you. We say thank you also to all of you and continue to stay strong. 2025 is going to be even bigger and better and more interesting. Thank you so much again, everybody. A big thanks goes to Victor Terry and also to Tayo Akole, our executive producer. My name is Dele Agadumo. Don't forget, you can get in touch with the LSBTS on Facebook. It's Lagos Blood Transfusion. On Instagram, it's Lagos State Blood Transfusion. On X, it's Lagos BTS. Telephone number 0806 920 7914. My name is Dele Agadumo. See you next year on Safe Blood Arena.